I've still got all this other stuff though, but we'll save that for next time. Welcome back everyone. Next time has arrived. In the last video we were left with all these extra parts, so let's go ahead and finish the job. Now I really like the black sweatsuit on Yuji, and swapping it out so soon isn't something I want to do. Plus I've got all these new parts that I don't want to have to choose between, so I went ahead and just bought another body to display them both. Win-win. Now before I go any further, I want to give a quick spoiler warning since there will be some manga spoilers in his accessories. I won't be going into too much detail about it, but I figured I'd give you a warning either way. This version of Yuji comes from the ending battle in the manga, so we've got a couple of new hands and accessories that I had to make myself since I couldn't find any accurate files online. I contemplated buying one of the already existing Yuji figures, but they're pretty expensive, so I decided to once again employ my mom's craftsmanship to get the outfit done. The pants were simple enough, but the jacket took some thought and practice to get right. The official figures have the jacket sewed on, so it's not removable, but I originally wanted to be able to swap these outfits, so she designed it in a way that makes it very easy to take off using snaps to keep everything in place. Alright, that's enough. Now we can get to work, starting with drilling and filling the parts to fit them to the body. If I was a smarter man, I could accurately measure the ball peg of the necks and edit the 3D model accordingly so I don't have to do this step. But I've always hated math, so now I just gotta suffer. When it comes to the shoes, I didn't want to run into the same problem that I had with my last Yuji. I sat the peg too far down on the high top shoes, which made it lose almost all of its ankle articulation. That mistake made it pretty difficult to get dynamic poses during the photo shoot. So this time I made sure to sit the peg towards the top of the shoes to make sure he retains all that movement. Now here's a much more annoying issue I had where the nails on his gauntlet hands just didn't print properly. I had already tried reprinting them once and it still wasn't working, so I decided instead of printing them over and over again until I figure it out, I'll just add the nails myself with some UV resin. How hard could that be? This was a stupid idea. I mean, I did it, I guess, but it was nowhere near as easy as I thought it was gonna be. I'm sure with some practice it could be done faster, but since it was my first time attempting it, I wasn't getting the hang of it very easily. I took some UV resin on a toothpick and then put it on the nail under the light so that I could cure it as I stretched it out to get the shape right. It took me like 15 minutes per nail to do all this and then file it down into the correct shape. And considering I had to do almost every nail on 8 different hands, yeah, this took me hours. Luckily, you only have to hear me complain about it for 30 seconds before they're all done and we're ready to start painting. The last Yuji had 3 heads, but this one will have 1 more. Yuji's hairstyle does change slightly towards this part of the story, so I couldn't just use the same ones from the other figure, with the exception of the Sukuna head, which works for either one. Now let's start the base coats. First up, the skin. Sometimes it can be a bit tricky to color match with the base bodies, but I've been using the same one for a while now, so I've got the mixture down pretty good. Pretty much everything else gets varying coats of red, starting with his shoes. Then we'll do the gauntlets, which are a bit more of a meaty brownish red. And finally, his hands, which in most art that I've seen tend to look like a brighter shade of red than the gauntlets, so I wanted to go with that since it feels more visually interesting to me if his hands are bright red. With the skin dry, let's mask off his face with some silly putty and give Yuji that signature pink hair. Now these 2 parts are printed in clear resin and we'll paint them red later. The piercing blood hands I took from this file here, which I also used for my dripped out Choso custom a while back. Now we can hand paint the rest, starting with all those nails I painstakingly created with resin. Some of them definitely could have been improved, but give me a break. It was my first attempt and it's clear resin, so I couldn't see shit. With all the nails done, let's get his shoe details painted. Now we can paint the bone colored section of his gauntlets, which I can't be the only one who's getting Armored Titan vibes, am I? With the clear red dry, it's time to paint the hand section with the same red as the rest. Shout out to Big Brother Choso for putting Yuji on game with piercing blood. I wonder if he also taught him how to... The black flash hand also gets the same treatment along with the black line work to mimic the anime effect. I put some Tamiya panel liner on the gauntlets to seep into all those grooves I sculpted in. Then I dry brushed the bony part to make it look more bony. All that's left to do now is finish up all the head details, so let's start with the hair. This process can be a bit messy, but I'll come back later with some skin tone to fix any bad lines. The Sukuna head was the biggest pain, since not only did I have all the extra markings and 4 eyes, he also has his mouth open, so I had to paint all that too. And then I complain, like I'm not the one who made all these decisions. I'm half blind and doing a lot of these details with my current camera setup is not easy, so I usually do most of this off cam. But basically I went through and added all the details and cleanup work on all 4 heads, so it's almost a wrap. Here's a quick look at his socks, which my mom also made. They go up to his knees just to make sure that no matter how high his pants go, the skin won't show. Last step was to paint the only thing missing from his jacket, which are the Jujutsu high pins. In retrospect, I wish I would have airbrushed them so that they would be a bit brighter and have more of that lustery gold look, but I think they still look pretty good either way. And with that, he's all done. Now let's get him all set up so we can take a look at my custom 1/6 scale figure of the GOAT himself, Itadori Yuji!
It's all about humanity.
What do you guys think? Did I cook? Huge thanks to everyone who made it this far in the video, and even more thanks to anyone who likes the video, subscribes, and lets me know in the comments who they want to see next. I definitely have plans already in motion and a priority list, but if I get an overwhelming amount of requests for someone, it'll probably bump them up. And since you're still here listening to me yap, your reward is that you get to know who I'm making next. I feel like that should be pretty obvious, but it's gonna be Maki Destroy It All Zenin. Once again, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.